Hi there, and welcome to the Aesthetic Record demo. In this video, I'm going to give you an inside look at the Aesthetic Record software, both from the app and from the Control Center. So with Aesthetic Record, there are two entities that work together as one. And first, I'm going to show you what the Control Center is for. So the Control Center is the back end of your account where you're getting everything customized. And then we'll go through the Aesthetic Record app where you chart all of your procedures. So there are three main steps to getting your Control Center configured. The first thing you'll want to do is go through your settings menu. It's this gear icon over in the right-hand corner, and you'll want to make sure you set up your clinic. To do so, click into Manage Clinics under Account Setup and add in the details for your office. This is where you'll put your contact information, so phone number and address, as well as your business hours. Another thing you'll want to add here under settings is your paperwork for your patients. So under the clinical documentation tab, you'll see the few different buttons here for your paperwork. First, you have patient paperwork where you can create your questionnaires and upload your consent forms. Then the next button you'll go through is your treatment instructions. This is where you can add pre and post-treatment instructions for all of your services. Another cool feature with Aesthetic Record is our dot phrases. This is where you can pre-configure your notes to save some time once you go to add notes to your charts. It's really simple to upload your notes in this section. You'll just title your dot phrase, and then you'll add the description for your notes. Just make sure you save, and it's as simple as that. The next major step to getting your Control Center configured is setting up your calendar for booking. So what you'll do is navigate to the Appointments tab, and then under this button here in the right-hand corner, Smart Configuration, just go through the steps listed out in order. So the first bubble is your provider schedule. So this is when you're available to be booked. Just click on your name to open your calendar and then add in your dates of availability. Our next bubble is services. This is your actual menu of offerings. And first, what you'll want to do is manage your categories. So if you click on the Manage Categories button, you can add in the different categories for all of your services. Make sure to be broad and general in this section. And then next, when you click on Create Service, this is how you will build what you actually offer. For an example, I'll show you how we would set up a Botox service. So you'll add in your category here under Service Category, and then you'll name the service, Botox. You'll select which clinics it's available at, and you'll select the providers who can perform the service, as well as give a time frame for the duration. Once you click Continue, the second page will open for clinical resources. This is where you can add in your questionnaires, as well as your treatment instructions. The importance of doing this is for a feature that we have called the Patient Portal. Patients can log into their portal to fill out questionnaires and view their treatment instructions before they even come into office. And then once we continue to our third page, additional info, if you're using our online booking feature, you'll want to make sure you turn on this service for online booking. Another bubble to point out here under Smart Configuration is the Communications bubble. This is where you can manage all of your emails and text messages that are sent out to your patients. They will already be pre-configured for you, but you're more than welcome to add to these messages. For an example, in my account, I've added a blurb about the patient portal. That way my patients get in a good habit of logging into their portal every time they schedule an appointment. The last thing I want to point out here under Smart Configuration in other settings, this is where you can create a cancellation policy. This is a nice feature for managing last-minute cancellations or reschedules, or people just not showing up for their appointments. By putting this cancellation policy in place, the patient knows that you've set a certain time frame for the cancellation of appointments, and if they do not meet that time frame, they'll be charged your fees. So the third and final step for configuring your Control Center is adding your products and services to your inventory. This is crucial for pricing and for managing your stock. There are two options you have here for adding inventory. We have our own directory that you are more than welcome to activate products from. So if you offer anything in this directory, just click Activate. Or you can click Add Product under your active products and fill out a blank template. Here, you just want to make sure you're answering everything that has an asterisk next to it. And there are a few things that I do want to point out. First, cost to company. This is your out-of-pocket expense for the product. And then under product price per unit, this is what your patient pays for the product. You can also add your lot number and expiration dates for the product. That way you can manage your stock hands-free. And I'll show you how this ties in once we switch over to the iPad. So now that you've completed those three major steps, your account should be configured so you can start charting procedures. So now I'm going to show you how we would chart a procedure through the Aesthetic Record app. So once you log into your app, what you'll do is search for your patient to begin charting your procedure. I'm going to use this patient, Jenna Jones, for our example. So just clicking on her photo opens her account, and I can view all the procedures I've completed. The most recent procedure will be listed at the very top of the account. For all new procedures, what you'll do is click on the plus symbol, and this will bring up a list of different body parts for the templates for your photos. I'm going to select face for our Botox example. The next screen that opens is your information tab. This screen is important for adding questionnaires and consents. First, what I want to do is change the name of my procedure. That way, once I go back into this account, I know exactly what this procedure was for. Next, I'm going to add questionnaires. So once I click Add Medical Questionnaire, this will reflect your control center and show all the questionnaires you have built in your account. I'm going to fill out the health history questionnaire. This shows me two different examples of what question types you have. So if you have your question set as a yes or no, if I were to select yes for this question, I can enter my response into this text box. Versus selecting no, that will make the text box disappear. The second type of question that we have is a multiple choice. This allows the patient to select all that apply. Once the questionnaire is complete, the next step is to have the patient sign their consent form. So by clicking Add Patient Consent, this again reflects your control center and shows every consent form you have in your account. Just select the consent you need the patient to sign. They'll review your consent form. Then they'll click Sign and they'll receive this signature box. And they can sign this signature box using their finger. Now that we have our questionnaires and consents filled out, we're ready to start this procedure. So the next screen that will open is for us to take our before images. On this page, you have three different options here. You can use a blank template. You can take a photo in office of the patient, or if you have some photos saved to your camera roll, you can use the gallery. I'm going to use the gallery for this example today. And there are three images that we upload to our chart. We have a front-facing image and then two 45-degree angle images. And now that I have my three photos, I will go ahead and create my chart for documenting. So our next step is to log the injection points. And what I'm going to do is go ahead and zoom into the face to get a closer look. Next, I'm going to click Add Product Injection here in the left-hand corner. That will open up my inventory. And this again reflects all of the products and services that you've added to your inventory in the control center. I'm just going to select the product used today for this treatment. going to go ahead and update the unit amount over here to the right. And now with my finger, I'm just double tapping on the areas where we place this product. Once you're happy with the placement of your product, you just want to make sure you save. And our next step is to tie in our lot number. And we do that through this Treatment Summary tab. This is where you will add the traceability for all of your products. So once I click Traceability, as long as I've entered a lot number and expiration date to my inventory, I can select that lot number here from the batch ID. And then I'm just adding in the amount of units used from this lot number. And this will automatically deduct the units from my account. So to review again, Treatment Summary will be for your lot numbers. The Procedure Information tab will be for questionnaires and consents. And your Procedure Details tab will be for documenting your chart. Now I want to go back to the front of this patient's account to add any relevant notes. So you'll notice under the front photo here, there's a section for notes. And this is where our dot phrases come into play. So based off of the period, I have all of my pre-configured notes in my account. I just select the most appropriate note to tie into this procedure. I have a note for Botox, and then all I have to do here is update the unit amount. You'll notice your note will be dated and time-stamped, and then you can go back to the front of the patient's account. So our final step to complete this procedure is to take payment. Based off of the injection points that I've added to my photo, that gave me my total for checkout. Here, now that I have my cart maximized, I can review all the products I have in my cart, make any discounts if necessary by clicking on the name of the product. I can give a $1 discount off per unit or % off of the total value. And then once you're happy with your discounts, we can go ahead and move on to our final checkout screen. By clicking checkout here in the bottom right corner, it takes me to this page. The patient has the option to add a tip, and then you have the different payment methods here to select from. And then finally, we can tender to complete our transaction. Lastly, you have the option to email the receipt to the patient, and this keeps you 100% paperless. And that is how you will chart a procedure from beginning to end using Aesthetic Record. We look forward to working with you in the future.